Before you start watching this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to make the channel bigger and better than ever. It would be simply lovely to do that. Hello guys, and welcome to a new episode of today's football show. Today I'm going to talk about yesterday's Premier League games, today's Premier League games, and also we're going to talk about this weekend's the whole European League games. I talked about them on Friday, but I'll talk about Saturday, what happened Saturday and yesterday, because I didn't talk about other European leagues games other than the Premier League yesterday, because I knew I was gonna be busy, and I knew I was not gonna have enough time because I had some important things to do yesterday. But let's get started. Let's start with the Premier League first. Everton beat Brighton 2-0 with obviously their first game in the new stadium. Everton, I thought they played really well, and it was a great atmosphere, I have to say. At Hill Dixon Stadium, and it was like a fairy tale. It was like a fairy tale. Everton winning the first game in the new stadium, great stadium by the way. But yeah, Everton, great win. Goals from Liman Ndiaye, who scored the last goal for Everton at Goodison Park. Now he scores the first goal, the new stadium. He's gonna be a legend. He's gonna be in the name in the history books for Everton forever for sure. James Gardner with the goal. Jack Grealish, I thought he was fantastic, making 2 assists. Everton defensively looked quite good, organised, and it was a good win for Everton. Very good win. I still think, you can see David Moyes, the way he's talking, and the fans are talking after the game. They still think that they need transfers. So, Everton, the new owners of Everton have come in, who have a lot of money. So they should give David Moyes and Everton a couple of players to sign before the end transfer window. I know it's not easy because of the year of the new stadium. So you must have spent a lot of money on that new stadium. But Jack Grealish, 2 assists. I mean, he was, like I said, he was fantastic for Everton. So if you can keep it going, you can have a great season for Everton. And I think mostly important, I think Everton need a striker, because they don't have a top goal scorer. Like, let's be honest, Barry is not that great. So Beto is okay, but he's not great. So I think they need a very good striker, in my opinion. Crystal Palace drew 1-1 with Nottingham Forest, despite Crystal Palace taking the lead. And then Hudson equalised in the 57th minute. Fulham versus Manchester United ended also a 1-1 draw, and United had a penalty in the first half. By the way, why it should have not been a penalty. I don't know why. I don't know why the referee. I don't know why VAR had to come in and give it as a penalty. I don't know why. But yeah, another poor decision by the VAR and the referees. And he gave it the penalty, but before the penalty, Bruno was going to take the penalty, and then something happened. The referee accidentally, and the referee didn't mean it. He accidentally, like, maybe distracted Bruno's thinking and where he was going to shoot. And Bruno, after when the referee hit him or touched him accidentally, not on purpose, it kind of affected Bruno. He was keep looking at him, keep talking to him, and listen, guys, that I'm not a fan of the English Premier League referees. I don't like them. I don't like them. The way they think they're too control of the game. They make stupid decisions, right? I don't like it. But if you're telling me what the referee did is enough to rattle a professional footballer, a experienced European player like Bruno Fernandes, I'm sorry. Then Bruno Fernandes should not be the captain of Manchester United. He was making excuses after the game. He was saying, "Oh, it's not an excuse." No, it is an excuse, Bruno. He was saying that it upset me because the referee didn't apologize. Why should he apologize? Why should he touched you? He touched you. He hurt you accidentally. It's not on purpose. He doesn't have to apologize. Why should he apologize? Every penalty taker, you have your own routine, you have your own things. So the referee criticized your own routine. Is that what you're saying? Because from what I saw for the video I saw and the match, from when I saw the match, It didn't look like the referee criticized his own routine. He just touched him. Unfortunate. It was unfortunate. I don't know why Bruno Fernandes took it personally. And if what the referee did is enough to rattle Bruno Fernandes, I'm sorry, then Bruno Fernandes should not be the captain. And that's why he missed the penalty. He skied it over the bar, skied it over to the sky, because that was a terrible penalty. Like, yeah, okay, what happened with the referee might affected him, but if you're telling me this is enough to rattle a professional football player, a player like Bruno Fernandes caliber, who's top quality player, one of the best centre attacking midfielders in the Premier League, and he's a player that could easily play for the big clubs like Barcelona and Real Madrid. And you're telling me what the referee did is enough to rattle it? Like, listen, we all know what Bruno Fernandes does. He complains, he moans, he likes to complain a lot. He likes to talk too much, right? But I'm sorry, you cannot tell me that the referee is at fault. Okay, he hit you. Okay, move on. Now, 1 or 2 seconds and move on. Move on and focus what you're gonna do. Like, it was not like the referee was gonna it's let's not forget. It was, when I saw when Bruno Fernandes was gonna step up taking his penalty, it was not like the referee blow the whistle so he could shoot. No, he was going there to tell the players, be outside the box. The other players who want to intervene, don't be outside the box, don't be inside the box. To make sure that they're in the room. So I don't know what Bruno Fernandes is talking about. What's he complaining? He's saying it's not an excuse. No, it is an excuse, Bruno. So, yeah. But he's skied out of a bar. Terrible penalty. And, yeah, we go to the second. And, to be honest, second half, in the first 10-15 minutes, I thought United start well. But after that, I think Fulham were the better team. You could say Fulham should have won. I thought that Fulham, after that, they looked good. And United, for most of this game, they started well, but for most of this game, they looked poor. They didn't look great at all. They got the goal, which was an own goal from Rodrigo Muniz. People say it should have been a foul for the goal they scored, because there was a push in the back from Lenny Euro pushed Fulham player. I'm sorry, a similar goal happened to last week between Arsenal and Man United, and I said it should not be a foul. The player, the guy who's supposedly to be fouled should be strong enough. Binder I was talking about. So I'm not gonna change my stance on that. That's not a foul. So yeah. So and the VAR was right. Why should they intervene on that when they didn't intervene on Man United Arsenal game last week, or what? Should have been a foul. So, if they think it should have been a foul, if they think there should have been a foul. So, yeah, and then United get the lead. Okay, they get the lead, and then they can see the goal where defending from Man United, again, very poor. Good goal by Smith Rowe, but again, poor defending by Man United. And look at that goal. It was like a good finish and a great play by Iwobi. Great assist. But again, the defending from United very poor. Like, they give lots of space to Smith. Like, I think Bruno Fernandes was marking on Smith Rowe. So and then Bruno Fernandes just let him by, just let him go. Like it was like a Christmas gift or something. You could say, oh, let him go Smith Rowe, go, you can go. And the other players doing nothing. Again, giving too much space to Smith Rowe. Poor defending from United. And again, not good performance at all for United. Again, new season, same old rubbish. That's what I heard from most of United fans. And I have to agree. Like, let's not forget Amram decisions. Let's look at the starting 11. He played Mason Mount. What did he do? Not much. He started Casemiro. What did he do? Not great. He started Bandia instead of Unana, which I understand why. By the way, let's not forget, the only big chance that United created over those two games, right? Those two games was from Binder. Can you believe this? Like, honestly, like, it's incredible. Um, like and let's not forget, United have scored one goal over 2 games, and that one goal came from an own goal. United, honestly, like I heard they're gonna sign a new goalkeeper, from Royal Antwerp. I have no much, not my, don't know anything about him, so I cannot come here and say, oh, it's a terrible signing, it's a good signing, etc., etc., etc. But I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know much about him. So let's see if it's a good signing. Let's see if it's a bad signing. Nobody knows. Okay. But what I will say is that Ruben Amorim, he needs to fix up. He needs to fix it because you know, you know that he managed more matches in the Premier League than points he's earned with Manchester United. Managing more matches than points earned. Like that's shocking. That's shocking. And United failed to beat Fulham for the first time in 15 years at Craven Cottage. Like that's shocking. You collect less points than you manage the game. I mean, that's so bad. And listen, we've given him excuses last season. We, as football fans, I'm talking about. We've given excuses. We're saying, oh, he hasn't had a proper pre-season. This United squad needs to fix up, etc., etc. Now they've brought in the signings. They've brought in attackers. There should be improvement. We saw some glimpse of it against Arsenal, but in this game against Fulham, like, come on, you started well. You should take more control of that game. Take control. And United didn't do that. They didn't do that. So, yeah. I mean, I can go here, I can come here and say shout and raving, but what's the point when I say the same thing I say about United in the past? Like it's almost like a waste of time talking about United. Let's be honest. So, yeah, and Fulham played well. I think Fulham fans would have the right to feel like we should have won that game because they played well. I think after 10-15 minutes where United start well, I think Fulham were the better team in my opinion. So, yeah. Final game of the Premier League. Today's game, Newcastle United versus Liverpool. That would be a spicy, spicy one, ladies and gentlemen, because you know, with everything has gone on of the pitch stuff, with the Isaac stuff, etc. That would be very spicy. That would be. Let's be honest. Newcastle fans are going to be absolute riot. Newcastle fans are going to be absolute riot. They're going to create a huge. They're going to try to create an amazing atmosphere. It's going to be WWE stuff with this too. Honestly, I have no doubts. With everything that's gone on, it's going to be WWE stuff. It's going to be like an atmosphere like Galatasaray Fenerbahce esque. So I can't wait for this game. And Newcastle, they drew with Aston Villa. They played quite well, but again they missed that clinical edge towards the goal, and they missed the focal point, the number 9, which they have, but for a couple of reasons he doesn't play. Um, he's still a Newcastle player after all what that happened, and I'm talking about Alexander Isak, of course. So, but Newcastle played well in the last game, but they missed the focal point. So in this game, I don't expect them to park the bus. I think they'll go for it, and I think they'll have a goal. They'll try to put pressure on Liverpool. Liverpool going for the fantastic. Newcastle defensively, I think they're quite solid, and Liverpool going for the fantastic. But however, Liverpool defensively, they're not great. They've not been great against Crystal Palace, against Bournemouth. They've conceded some chances and conceded some goals that they've been massively exposed defensively. So. It's going to be quite tight because Newcastle defensively are strong and Liverpool's attack is very strong, but Newcastle's attack is become a bit worse because Isaac is not playing, and Liverpool defensively they've become poor. So it's going to be kind of a 50-50 game. I have to be honest, but especially Newcastle at home, it's going to be a great atmosphere, I'm pretty sure, and a right atmosphere. But yeah, with everything that's going on. So yeah, my score prediction. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. I think it will be a 1-1 draw between these two. Now let's move on to other European leagues.